In this video, you're going to learn the difference between the usages of the word najm and kawkab in Arabic literature, both of which mean star. Now, in order to see this, let's take two examples from the Quran. The first being chapter 81, verse 2, and the second being the very next chapter, 82, verse 2. وَإِذَا النُّجُومُ انْكَدَرَتْ in the first example, and when the stars dull. And وَإِذَا الْكَوَاكِبُ انْتَثَرَتْ, and when the stars disperse in the second example. Now, notice that in the first example, the word nujum, plural of najm, has been used, whereas in the second example, the word kawakib, plural of kawkab, has been used. We want to know why the difference. To find out, let's take the words individually first of all. The word najm has several meanings, two of the most popular of which are, one being star of course, and the second being any vegetation that droops or is spread over the ground, herbs for example. Now the word kawkab refers to any sufficiently large celestial body, and of course it usually refers to stars. Now when both of these words are used to refer to star, what is the difference? Notice first of all that in the word najm, we have a jim sakina. Now jim sakina is one of the letters of qalqala, the others being qutbu jaddin, qaf, ta, ba, jim, and dal. These letters produce an echo or a flicker when they are sakina. For example, in the verse qul huwallahu ahad, notice the dal at the end. When you say qul huwallahu ahad, you don't say ahad. You don't keep your tongue pressed against the roof of your mouth. You have to separate it. That produces an echo or a flicker. قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدٌ. And najm means star, but it refers to the star in its capacity as being something that twinkles, something that flickers, and something that is bright and brilliant. Now the word kawkab, notice, has a waw in the middle. Waw in Arabic is considered to be one of the big letters, especially when compared to ya. Now kawakib, kawkab means star, yes, but it refers to star in its capacity as being something big and something that has a fixed position in the sky that doesn't move. And najm and kawkab are both used in Arabic literature to refer to things that help you find your way. Now najm help you find your way because they make your dark path bright, but kawakib help you find your way because they help you find your bearings. They help you find where you are and where you need to go, because they are fixed things in the sky that you can always rely on to find your bearings. And it's amazing. Look at the jim being one of the letters of qalqala, one of the flickering letters, reflecting the fact that the stars flicker. Now the waw being one of the big letters, reflecting the fact that kawkab are things that are fixed in the sky, having fixed positions. Even though we know they don't have fixed positions, but according to the ancient Arab, they were things that were fixed in the sky. Now notice also that when you look at the night sky, you look away and you look back. If you were looking at a najm, you wouldn't be able to find it again. It's very hard. It's almost as if the night sky has changed before your very eyes. Try looking at a najm, looking away and looking back. If there are so many stars, so many nujum in the sky, it's very hard to find a najm again. But kawkab is something that you would be able to find again. You look at it, you look away, you look back, and you can actually find it again. In fact, you rely on being able to find it again, otherwise you wouldn't be able to figure out your bearings. And that's reflected by the repetition of the kaf. Look, the kaf is repeated with a gap in the middle. When you look at the kawkab, you look away and you look back, you expect to be able to find it again, to find the same thing again in the same place. It's amazing. Now let's look back at our examples. وَإِذَا النُّجُومُ انْكَدَرَتْ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says when the stars dull and lose their brilliance. Now what is more appropriate? What word is more appropriate to use? Yes, you want to say star, but should you use the word najm or the word kawkab? You should use the word najm. Why? Because you're talking about stars losing their brilliance, and najm refers to stars in their capacity as being brilliant, as twinkling, as flickering. And in the second example, وَإِذَا الْكَوَاكِبُ انْتَثَرَتْ, when the stars are dispersed. Now what is the most appropriate word for najm to use? Things that twinkle or things that are fixed in their position? Well, when you're talking about dispersion, it's more appropriate to use the word kawkab because it means things that are fixed in their position. Look at the word choice, the accuracy of the word choice. It's absolutely mind-boggling. It's so impressive. It's so accurate. It's absolutely mind-boggling. And you have to give props to the Arabic language, the jim being one of the letters of qalqala, being one of the flickering letters, reflecting that stars twinkle and flicker, and the waw being one of the big letters, and the repetition of the kaf in kawkab, indicating that this is something that is fixed in the sky, and something that you can find again when you look at it, look away and look back. It's absolutely amazing. Subhanallah.
Okay, so subhanallah, look at that. Two words that are near synonyms, and the Shaykh, Ustad Muhtanik, he demonstrated to you how the use, the two words, the difference in meaning, and how the Quran uses the most precise word at each and every occasion. So this is pervasive throughout the whole Quran. Okay, it's not just in synonyms, it's also in structures. Like, you got a meaning that you can convey in a verbal sentence, and then instead of the verbal sentence, the nominal sentence is adopted, or instead of one verb, the other verb is adopted. Like the Madi verb is chosen, like إِنَّ الَّذِينَ لَا يَرْجُونَ لِقَاءَنَا. Indeed, those who are not agitated by the thought of meeting us, وَرَضُوا بِالْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا, and are content with the worldly life, وَاطْمَأَنُّوا بِهَا, and are satisfied with it. So here, and the verse continues, it says, the destination of such people will be the hellfire on account of the actions that they earn, or on account of what they earn. So here we have لَا يَرْجُونَ, which is a present future verb, and then رَضُوا, and then إِطْمَأَنُّوا, and then وَالَّذِينَ هُمْ عَنْ آيَاتِنَا غَافِلُونَ, and those who are of our signs completely heedless. So the disbelievers are being described here using these four attributes, and the first is expressed using a mudari verb. The second and third are expressed using madi verbs, and the fourth one involves the repetition of alladhina, and it has a nominal sentence. Those who are of our signs completely heedless, the destination of such people will be the hellfire. So the scholars, they tell us that why was the mudari used? Why were the two madi verbs used? And why was the mawsul, or the relative pronoun, who, what, which, why was that repeated? It was repeated in order to create a means to the mention of the nominal sentence. Because you can't take a nominal sentence and connect it to verbal sentences using wow. You got to reformat the whole thing. So alladhina was brought in between in order to bring the nominal sentence, which then suggests perpetuality and continuity, that this heedlessness is perpetual and is continuous. Okay, so that meaning is reflected there by the choice in the structure. So this is pervasive throughout the whole Quran. So if this made sense to you, and you'd like to understand more and more of the messages Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala intended for you, then I'd like to again invite you to join this program. And we made the offer about a month ago. Many people signed up, and those people are learning at the portal, and they've already received their books, and people are, alhamdulillah, they're learning. And I'm seeing that you never took advantage. I mean, we explained the offer, and we gave you all of the bonuses, and we took the second year courses that should have had their individual fee, and we removed that, and we gave them to you as a bonus. But then people were emailing the help desk, and they were saying that, could there be a further discount? Like, I mean, $9.97 still seems a little high. So we don't generally discount the program further, but I told Rahima, my assistant at the help desk, that whenever such a request comes, what you do is you remove the books package and see if that makes it manageable for them. So here's what I'm doing right now. I'm not going to explain all the elements of the program, repeat them again, because my system is telling me that you've already watched the presentation. I'll just tell you what's new. And that is that the books package is about 1.4 kilos worth of books, and we send it to the students, and they're hard copies of the Stories of the Prophets book and the 132-page grammar text. And these books are imported from Pakistan. Yeah, and in bulk. We bring in hundreds of copies, and then they're stored, and then my assistant in New Jersey creates the packages, and then there's shipping costs, and I mean there's fulfillment. Like, it's work. So if you can relieve us from this work and not need the physical books, because truth be told, the value is not in the books. The value is in the method. And these books, you can get PDFs of them. And the only book that you really need is the 68-page Stories of the Prophets, and that's only 68 pages. You can take it to a printer and have it printed, and that might even be better for you, because now you can write in the book and create your own diagrams and not ruin the book, the actual book. Okay, so by removing the package, what we'll do is we'll reduce the total by 20%. So instead of $9.97, your commitment today will only be $797. And we've seen in the past that this has been manageable for many people. So if this appeals, then go ahead, click the button that's below this video, and you can take care of it in one payment of $797, or you can choose the installment plan that you'll see on the next page. And whatever you do, you'll have a 90-day unconditional guarantee. And I look forward to talking to you soon. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.